Hey guys, Spidey09 here. Hope you're having a marvelous day. I finally got in my Kickstarter 3-pack from McFarlane here, and I'm going to get it open. This is the 3-pack Spawn Trilogy, and we're going to open it up next. I'm going to jump right into it. I want to get this thing cracked open. So if you didn't know, Spawn, the creator of Spawn is Todd McFarlane. He owns McFarlane Toys. There's a lot of the Batman stuff that we're seeing now. And he did a Spawn Kickstarter about this time last year, if I remember correctly. I'll correct myself in the video otherwise. But anyways, about a year ago, he did a Spawn Kickstarter. It was incredibly successful. I was one of the first 1,000 people to back the Kickstarter. And he had different tiers that you could do. Initially, he started out with 3 tiers, 1 figure or 2 figures with 3. And I ordered the Trilogy pack, and let's just say COVID created quite the delay. And then you had the canal, blockage and all that kind of stuff. And so here we are, a year later, finally getting this package delivered to us. It was supposed to be sent in November. And, Todd is kind of, braggadocious. And he was like, we'll have that to you by Christmas. And Christmas came and went, which was okay. Look, I was more interested in getting really good versions of a Spawn figure than I was getting it quickly. And so I'm going to put this down here because the box looks like this on the inside, as you can see. And my outside box here was somewhat beat up, but it wasn't too bad considering it's traveled overseas and got stuck in the shipping yard. Oh, look at that. They have these little corners on it to protect the cases. That's pretty cool. And it looks like each individual figure is individually packaged, so that's fun. We get to open them up individually. Let me check my camera here. Make sure that we are all can see everything. I'm going to do this now. And look, let's get this cracked open. Man, if I was ever going to keep something in the box, like this is, I love that, that packaging. Before giving receipt. If the seal is broken, examine the contents before giving receipt. Very cool. The box looks to be in great condition. It's well taped. Let's see here. I would assume that the first one that you would open would be the classic Spawn. Now, I have avoided watching any unboxings because I wanted to have this surprise, this moment right here where, because Todd McFarlane talked about it, how he wanted us to be surprised when we open this up. So if you're watching this with me, you can be surprised with me. Okay, so I can tell right off the bat that this is the artist-proof Spawn, just by the color of the packaging. Let's take a look at this packaging. So got this matted black. You kind of have this matted gray here all the way to this, chrome looking Spawn. The corners of the package look good. Got this varnish finish here, whatever they call that. And look at that, bam. Now that looks good. That would look good on the shelf or on the wall, wouldn't it? And here's the back with all the legalese. I think that's going to be right. I would imagine you just slide this off like so. And again, got the Spawn logo looking real nice. Nice little tab here for us to open up. And I didn't mean to hide it from you, but let me spin this around. Boom. First thing we get is a Masterwork Certificate of Authenticity here from Todd, dated 2020. This document represents that the autograph item received is authentic and distributed by Todd McFarlane Productions. Thank you for participating in the first McFarlane Company figure. Thank you for participating in the first McFarlane crowdfunding figure. Because of your support, the Remaster Spawn Kickstarter figure earned a total of $3 million with over 23,000 backers and has set 2 Kickstarter records for a toy. And I can't tell if that's actually signed by Todd or if it's a stamp. Certainly looks like his signature, but I can't imagine he signed everything in these over and over and over again. I would imagine it's some kind of stamp. And this is the list of everything that you get in the Remaster Spawn. Kind of your checklist. Got this piece of foam here, and there is our artist-proof Spawn. The record-breaking comic, Flying Cape, has a swing open action. We've got these different figures, we have these different, weapons in here. Mine's a little bit bent inside of this. It's like they could have done a little bit better job laying it down, but that's okay. Plastic can be shaped with a little bit of warm water and cold water. Not a big deal. Probably the biggest accessory is the unpainted screaming face here. And I'm not sure how hard it is to get this figure out. I'm thinking that we can remove this foam. Nope, set that there, set this here. And pull out our actual case of the figure. There it is. Take a look at it. I don't know, let me see. Get behind the camera here. See if I can get rid of that glare for you guys. There you go, closer look at it. There's the comic book. Okay, so here's our comic book, Spawn number 1. Now, it is my understanding that this book is the rarer of the 3 books that come in the action figures because fewer people bought the artist proof compared to the others. Nothing on the back. But it's real nice that it came in this case because I think it kept the book in a pretty pristine condition. So that is good to see. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This is sweet. I would not mind having this graded. Man, that looks good. That looks good. All right. Set this down. So that means that this one's either the modern or the classic Spawn, right? And there are scissors here. Again, if I was not a collector, an open box collector, I mean, that's a great way to keep a figure stored. Break that seal and get it open. I want to see it. I really want to see the comic books as much as I want to see anything. Because this one, the black and white one, that one's going to be kind of a low print run. So there's the inside of this one. There we go. And unwrap this baby. All right, so we have, again, the black mat. This has got the green logo with the green kind of chrome finish there. Similar backs and fronts, but there. Look at that logo. Man, that looks good, doesn't it? If you're a Spawn fan, that'll light you up pretty good. Check this out. And boom. Once again, we've got the same certificate, same checklist. Whew, a lot more color. Look at that. Wow. Here's the weapon we get here. That looks good. We get some effects and an alternate head painted. Go around the camera with you guys. Look at that. That looks fantastic. Al Simmons head with glowing eyes. Wow. It's a great paint job. Slide that in. Well, look how that just looks in the case. I mean, that just looks amazing. Look at it. Super pleased with how that turned out. Now let's open it up and take a look at the comic book. I mean, honestly, as much as anything, I'm excited about the comic book. I mean, it was the comic book that got me into collecting Spawn. So, yes, I collect action figures as well now, but this is where it's at, right here. Great color. We'll look at all three of them together here in a little bit. We're going to pull this one all the way out. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do that. The only one we're going to pull all the way out tonight is the classic Spawn, for a couple of different reasons. One of them being time and space. Man, that looks really good. Tell you what, it really closes up nicely. All right, here we are. We have what's going to end up being the classic Spawn, one we are almost familiar with. Be careful getting into that. Red. Looking good. So again, we've got, you know, all the red logos with the red kind of chrome metallic logo. And we've got the beautiful red Spawn print here. I'm probably going to have to figure out a way to display these figures with those logos prominent somewhere. Too nice. All right, here we go. All right, we've got our certifications here. Authenticity. Okay. Very interesting. So this has the Spawn plate signature. See it here? Give you a better look at it. So I guess I was right to wonder, you know, where was the Spawn plates on the other figures, because it didn't have them. And sure enough, like, here is my full signature from Todd, which looks good, but you could tell it's got either a little scrape or some, it looks like maybe it's just where he was kind of a little hasty with the marker. Makes it look a little scratched, but that's okay. Still looks good. And then underneath there is where the weapons. Let's take a look at the head sculpt first. So here we have the Screaming head sculpt. Wow. That looks, the detail in that is just crazy. Even on the back of the head. Got a big old crazy sword here. Got our greens. Gotta like the greens. This necroplasma, whatever he calls it. The effects. And got this extra weapon. Okay, so let's take a look at this thing in its packaging. And, you know, I could see why people are leaving it in the package. I mean, he looks really good in the package. Gotta love the color. Gotta love this classic look. Okay. So before we open up the classic Spawn all the way, let's look at all three books. So here is the classic Spawn, and it is a different cover for sure. Of course, got these two together. They are very similar, except for the ones, you know, got the artist proof look, black and grays and whites, and this one's colored. Yeah, really happy to have all three of these books. And, you know, I don't know what their values are, but I imagine they're going to be pretty good. Considering that in some ways they're a variant, well, I guess more of a reprint of issue number 1. But for those who want all the different versions, you know, want to have that one. Okay, that slided out really easily, really well. One thing I will say about this is that, you know, they took a good amount of time figuring out how everything was going to be packaged. A couple of pieces of tape here we got to take care of. Boom. There we have it open. Take another look at it in the package here. How do we get this out? Okay, so we've got it's like it's all kind of one piece under there. Oh, I see. His legs are kind of rubber band in there. So let's pop those. Let's pop these. All right, so here we go. There's the Spawn figure with his cape pulled out. His cape folded in. You know, it is more of a statue look than it is a fully articulated figure. But there is some articulation there, as you can see. Here in our arms. So you can still get some decent poses there. It's actually a lot of, oops, sorry, I'm out of the camera. It's actually a lot of good movement in the wrist and hands. Some action here in the joints. Arms are going to be a little hindered by the cape, as you can see. The head is probably the head and the abdomen are going to be the most confusing for most people, just in the way they're articulated there, like kind of pre-posed on us to have this kind of look instead of straight on. No ab crunch, but you do get just a little bit there. Not much. Don't want to cause any rubs. That is the biggest issue, is the abs. It's got that pre-statuesque look, feel, but hey, still am excited about this. Thinking that the cape will help it stand up easily, almost like a stand itself, right? Feet. Let's look at the back. Look at that, lots of color. Got that cowl kind of going in the direction. And it looks like the cape is all one piece. And that is a little bit of a surprise to me. I don't know that that's what I was anticipating based off of, you know, everything that I saw and read. As you can see, with the cape assisting, you know, he stands up easily. Let's get a closer look here. Looking good right there. Paint schemes. Chains are metal, like serious metal. Cool pose. Just for a comparison, here he is next to Superman, the McFarlane Superman. And they scale pretty well together, actually. As you can see, he's definitely more in the 7-inch line than he is the 6-inch line. Back to some of our weapons here. Got, got alternate fist. That's cool. And it comes with kind of this stand that we've gotten used to from McFarlane with his DC Multiverse figures. So, anyways, Spawn is looking good. I'm pretty pleased. Very pleased with the comic books here. And looking forward to building a display for this figure to go along with my other kind of Spawn action figures, the Mortal Kombat Spawn, and some of the statues that I have. So, guys, I really enjoyed opening this up. Been looking forward to it for a year, and for the most part, am pleased, especially with the comic books, especially with the paint apps, things of that nature. The abdomen here, like that's my biggest disappointment, but I'm actually going to do one pose and put it on the shelf and likely leave it there. And that's it. So that actually works for me at this time. And anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out this unboxing of the Todd McFarlane Productions Kickstarter Spawn Trilogy Pack. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have. Hope you all have a marvelous day. Peace.